Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night Anamkara meditation program. With all my heart, with all my love, I welcome you to our program this evening. Thank you for coming and bringing your divine radiance and sharing it with everybody. Great to be together this evening. Today is, it's probably a little known holiday to some. It's Beltane, May 1st. We often think of it as May Day, but the more ancient roots are Beltane. And it's a Celtic holiday that celebrates sort of the midway point between the equinox, the spring equinox, and the summer solstice. But of course, it's a time for also celebrating the Divine Mother, because one of the practices that was done in ancient times and done to this day in Ireland and Scotland and elsewhere is you would go to holy wells to collect the dew, and because it had special blessings, right? And of course, that's all symbolic of going to visit the Divine Mother, the wellspring of all, the one who nourishes all, gives birth to all. So we're right there in the lap of the Great Mother. And so, happy Beltane, happy Ma, Jai Ma. That's all I know. So we get together this evening, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that by using some writings from Sri Aurobindu, a great mystic and sage that lived in the late 1800s and lived until 1950. Sri Aurobindu, this great Indian mystic sage who was a modern day mystic. As I said, he passed away in 1950. And his writings, he was a prolific writer, and he wrote all about philosophy of yoga, the practice of yoga, the experience of yoga. Yoga meaning union. And he really was attuned to the Shakti tradition and the Divine Mother. And so his writings are permeated with that. And they're all freely available now through the Sri Aurobindu Ashram Auroville online foundation, and they have PDFs of his magnificent works that you can download and read. I'm going to be reading something from one of his major works called The Life Divine. I'm just going to read a little bit of it as an invocation. So you might take this reading as a meditation contemplation. If you want to close your eyes and just listen, let the power, the Shakti of his words really penetrate, really take in the many levels of meaning and revelation that are in a great being's writings. So this is from Sri Aurobindu, and he's writing about the Divine Mother. There are three ways of being of the Mother of which you can become aware when you enter into touch of oneness with the conscious force that upholds us and the universe. Transcendent, the original supreme Shakti, the Great Mother, the power of the infinite that is the universe. The Great Mother, transcendent, the original supreme Shakti, she transcends and stands above the worlds and links the creation to the ever unmanifest mystery of the supreme, the transcendent, in other words. So there's this immanent aspect of her as the manifestation of all that is, including us and the mind. And then there's the transcendent. And it's all one. Universal, the cosmic Mahashakti. She creates all these beings and contains and enters, supports and conducts all these millions of processes and forces. Individual, she embodies the power of these two vaster ways of her existence, makes them living and near to us, and mediates between the human personality and the divine nature. The one original transcendent Shakti, the Mother, stands above all the worlds and bears in her eternal consciousness the supreme divine. Alone, she harbors the absolute power and the ineffable presence, containing or calling the truths that have to be manifested. She brings them down from the mystery, down from, so he's saying, they come down from the transcendent, in which they were hidden, into the light of her infinite consciousness, and gives them a form of force in her omnipotent power and her boundless life and body in the universe. All is her play with the Supreme. All is her manifestation of the mysteries of the eternal, the miracles of the infinite. All is she, for all are parcel and portion of the divine conscious force. Nothing can be here or elsewhere but what she decides and the Supreme sanctions. Nothing can take shape except that she, moved by the Supreme, perceives and forms after casting it into seed in her creating Ananda. Ananda is another term for the Shakti, but it's this rapturous Shakti. It's the creative force. She's creating out of Ananda. Ananda is a way of talking about the creative divine force, Shakti, consciousness, that blissfully becomes all of the universe. It's something I wrote about, the experience that was so overwhelming for myself in the soul's journey, when she was visiting me and giving me that experience of the dissolution into that Shakti, and then the subsequent taking form, all as she was laughing in this ecstatic, blissful state. So this is something each one of us comes to know. So that's the whole point of yoga. Isn't that Aurobindu or some mystic 1,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago got to know this? By the grace of our own infinite sublime nature, Shakti, she gives the direct experience. That's what it's all about. Having that direct experience, living that, knowing that, tasting that, smelling that, everything here and now. The Mahashakti, the universal mother, works out whatever is transmitted by her transcendent consciousness from the Supreme and enters into the worlds that she has made. Her presence fills and supports them with the divine spirit and the divine all-sustaining force and delight, Ananda Shakti, without which they could not exist. We cannot exist except by the blissful creation of the Shakti moment by moment. The mind doesn't know because it's identified with the limited forms of mind. When we set that aside, then the blazing presence, well, it's already here in all its fullness. That which we call nature or prakriti is only her most outward executive aspect. She marshals and arranges the harmony of her forces and processes, impels the operations of nature, and moves among them, secret or unmanifest, in all that can be seen or experienced or put into motion of life. Each of the worlds is nothing but one play of the Mahashakti, of that system of worlds or universe. Who is there as the cosmic soul and personality of the transcendent mother? So he's talking about even all the galaxies and universes, everything that is, it's almost like the personality of her. It's what she wears to make herself known as form. It's revealed in every form. If we know the essence, then we know that every form is that. So that's why meditation takes us to the state where we know that directly. Each is something that has been seen in her vision, gathered into her heart of beauty and power, and created in her Ananda, in her bliss, in her rapturous ecstasy. All is her. If you want to be a true doer of divine works, your first aim must be to be totally free from all desires and self-regarding ego. That's a tall order, right? Getting free of that. We can only get free of that by her grace. Otherwise, what we're trying to get free of is the very thing that's trying to get free. All your life must be an offering and sacrifice to the Supreme. Your only object and action shall be to serve, to receive, to fulfill, to become a manifesting instrument of the divine Shakti in her works. You must grow in the divine consciousness till there is no difference between your will and hers. No motive except her impulsion in you. No action that is not her conscious action in you, through you. Until you are capable of this complete dynamic identification, you have to regard yourself as a soul and body created for her service, one who does all for her sake. Even if the idea of the separate worker is strong in you, and you feel that is you who do the act, yet it must be done for her. So he's talking about even when we're identified with this instrument, this mind-body instrument, where we have a sense, a deluded sense, of doership, that we're doing this and I'm doing that, he's saying, offer that all. Make all your actions an offering to the Divine Mother. Listen deeply to that inspiration arising, her inner voice directing. Offer all that you have, all that you do, to her, moment by moment. So this is how we start, because we're in a state of separation. It's very much a Shaivite approach, and you'll see this if you study the Shiva Sutras, that it starts with this, what's called Beta Upaya, the means of practice when you're in a state of separation. Well, one of those means is this way of offering everything to the Divine Mother, offering everything and experiencing her living presence in that. So he goes on to say, all stress of egotistic choice, all hankering after personal profit, all stipulation of self-regarding desire must be extirpated from the nature. So that's our work, is to really put that aside, to confront that, to see, oh, that's just the mind. That's the ego mind getting caught up in its fantasies. That's part of the work of the meditative practices that are the transformative process. There must be no demand for fruit, no seeking for reward. The only fruit for you is the pleasure of the Divine Mother. That's incomparable. You come to know the ecstasy of the Mother. There's nothing else you want. You want to breathe for that alone. You want to eat for that alone. This is how her grace transforms us. The fulfillment of her work, your only reward, a constant progression in divine consciousness and calm and strength and bliss. These are her gifts. The joy of service and the joy of inner growth through works is sufficient recompense for the selfless worker. So it's selfless service to the divine, the Great Mother. And now we can hold that notion of the Great Mother in many ways. It can be Mother Mary, it can be Shekinah, it can be Bridget. There's so many ways that she's revealed her face. There's not just one face of the Mother. Know what face you relate to. The face of the Mother that calls to you. But a time will come when you will feel more and more that you are the instrument and not the worker. For first, by the force of your devotion, your contact with the Divine Mother will become so intimate. It's an intimacy that never leaves. So we have to know this. The mind creates distance that's unreal. She's closer to you than your breath. Deeper within you than a thought. The truth of who you are. For first, by the force of your devotion, your contact with the Divine Mother will become so intimate that at all times you will have only to concentrate and to put everything into her hands, to have her present guidance, her direct command or impulse, the sure indication of the thing to be done and the way to do it. For sure indication. She gives that every moment. We get absorbed in that. I mean, people will remember how she came as Mahakalyantara, this, and then demanded of me that I paint that, though I've never painted anything. I have shaky hands from nerve down. She made that happen. She made it all happen. Anything can happen when you turn yourself over to her. And she said, I want you to know me as Tarama. Not just Kalima, Tarama. Then she started appearing as Tara. And then, what? She appeared as Black Tara, classically depicted as blue. And then put me in touch with this extraordinary being, Lama Pema Tenzin, who was a Thangka painter for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And he painted. I couldn't paint that. He painted that from the vision I had. All her grace. So the point is, I'm just some guy who grew up outside of New York City, nothing special. It's her grace. And it's not just in dead saints or saints and sages from thousands of years ago. It's here and now in each and every one of us. I think that's the only thing of significance I ever have to pass on is she's alive fully in you as you. There's nothing else worth knowing. And afterwards, you will realize that the Divine Shakti not only inspires and guides, but initiates and carries out your works. All your movements are originated by her. All your powers are hers. Mind, life, body are conscious and joyful instruments of her action, means for her play, molds for her manifestation of the universe. There could be no more happy condition than this union and dependence, for this step carries you back beyond the borderline from the life of stress and suffering and the ignorance into the truth of your spiritual being, into the deep peace and intense ananda, the intense, rapturous bliss of her living presence here and now, always here and now. While this transformation is being done, it is more than ever necessary to keep yourself free from all the taint and perversions of the ego. Let no demand or insistence creep in to stain the purity of the self-giving and sacrifice. So you've cultivated this presence of always remembering her and offering moment by moment your thoughts, your actions, your eating, your sleeping, everything is offered to her. So we're doing that and we're clearing out. The ego wants to go, well, no, I feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. No, that's what he's talking about. We keep setting all of that aside. There must be no attachment to the work or the result, no laying down of conditions, no claim to possess the power that should possess you. No pride in the instrument, no vanity or ignorance. Nothing in the mind or the vital physical parts should be suffered to distort, to its own use or seize for its own personal and separate satisfaction the greatness of the forces that are acting through you. So we don't get the ego mind identified with it and trying to hold it and grasp it and make use of it for its own petty little needs and wants and desires. Let your faith, your sincerity, your purity of aspiration be absolute and pervasive of all the planes and layers of being. Then every disturbing element and distorting influence will progressively fall away from your nature. Because you're bathing in the living presence of Shakti, the pure knowing, the pure awareness of being, boundless consciousness, rapturous ananda. So it's washing away all the wrong identification that we've carried for lifetimes, that's created so many karmas because of our identification with the mind and body and its needs and wants, its fantasies, its reactivity, everything. That's all getting washed away by the grace of the Shakti. So long as we stay focused on it, so long as we stay in the stream. If we walk out of the stream, we're going to pick up the stuff of the ordinary mind. Then we re-enter the stream, and it'll be washed away over and over. The stream is continuously flowing. The last stage of this perfection will come when you are completely identified with the Divine Mother and feel yourself to no longer be another separate being, instrument, servant, or worker, but truly a child, an eternal portion of her consciousness and force. Always she will be in you and you in her. It will be your constant, simple, and natural experience that all your thoughts and seeing and action, your very breathing or moving, come from her and are hers. You will know and see and feel that you are a person and power formed by her out of herself, put out from her for the play, and yet always safe in her, being of her being, consciousness of her consciousness. This is you. Consciousness of her consciousness. Your consciousness, right here, right now. Limited consciousness, expanding consciousness, all her. Force of her force, ananda of her ananda, bliss of her bliss. It's you. When this condition is entire and her supramental energies can freely move you, then you will be perfect in divine works. Knowledge, will, action will become pure, sure, simple, luminous, spontaneous, flawless, and outflow from the supreme, a divine movement of the eternal. So that process of being immersed in her repeatedly and starting out with that practice of offering everything to her, listening for her, refining the mind in meditation and other practices so that it becomes clearer and subtler so it can feel and experience that union, can first experience the arising of the impulses that come from her, not from the mind. So you can follow her and not the mind. That's what washes away everything else. So that's all that's left is her. She divinizes everything. The body is still the body. The mind is still present. But now the mind is her mind. It doesn't think. It doesn't move except by her will. That's the gift. That's why he's talking about it being effortless. See, it starts out feeling like effort. I have to keep turning my mind to the divine, to the mother, offering things. There's effort involved. It ends. It ends in the state of union. There's no effort. All is her. Swatantriya Devi, Swatantriya Shakti, unimpeded power. Manifesting all, creating all. The mind, the body, everything that's around us, moment by moment. That's why he says, you get to see it all through her eyes, to see the play, but be safe within her. Not feel like you're a victim of the play. Because she shifts the entire locus, the center of our identity, from this mind-body, limited vehicle, little I consciousness, to her. To her. Chidanandarupa, and consciousness and bliss. That's what it is. That's what it is to realize the fruits of meditation, the fruits of practice, dedicated practice, intense practice. He's talking about practice that's done moment by moment, every moment. Now it starts out, the mind doesn't have that capability, so it does it intermittently. That's okay, that's where it starts. And then it's going to do it more frequently and more frequently. And then it's going to start to just feel the waves of grace carrying it. And that it doesn't want to shift its attention away from that. It's too magnificent. We keep going. We keep following the Divine Mother. It takes us home to the truth of who we are. We live in that state. We create from that state. And one of the sublime forms that she gives, so many forms, right? Mahakayantra, tankas of Tara, so many divine forms. Mother Mary, Bridget, Inanna, Shekinah. Throughout human history, she's been there. The earliest artifacts of human worship were the Divine Mother. She was there, giving birth to all. But one of her forms is mantra. Great mantra. The throb, the pulse of her. The sound form of the divine. The body of the divine. When we chant mantra, we're literally having the divine dance on our tongue. So we're going to be chanting in a few minutes, Om Kalima, Kali Namo Nama, Om Kalima, invocation of the Great Mother. Kali Namo Nama, I bow to you, O Great Mother. That's the attitude that the mind practices. It becomes just absolutely natural to be in that posture of surrender. I bow with reverence. I surrender to you, O Mother. Let only your impulses flow through this vehicle. Let only your thoughts flow through this mind. Let only your love flow through this heart. Let only your compassion move me through the world. Ma. Her gifts are boundless. We come home to that. Knowing that we live the state of meditation, the state of union, the state of knowing that informs all that is, moment by moment, day and night. So we'll chant Om Kalima, Kali Namo Nama. We'll chant for a few minutes and then we'll just sit. We'll just sit in the divine embrace. If the mind moves, first recognize that's just a movement of Shakti. That's just a movement of the Mother playing at being a mind. And then bring it back to Om Kalima, Om Kalima, Om Kalima. With the awareness, I am that. I am that throb of mantra. I am the pulse of the infinite. I am that. Aham. I am. That's the awareness that suffuses mantra, that suffuses the truth of who you are. So chant for a few minutes and then sit in that stillness. Kalima Kali Namo Namah Om 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 Kalima Om Kalima. Rest in her sublime embrace. Om Kalima embraces the mind. Om Kalima embraces the body. Om Kalima. Om Kalima. Om Kali Namo We end with this prayer, that may all our practices truly benefit everyone, and may all beings know complete freedom from suffering. Namaste. Om Kaima. Om Kaima. Om Dharma. Jai Jai Dharma. So many beloved forms of the Great Mother. This is Tara's prayer. Many pains, one cause. Many clouds, one sky. Many egos, one self. Many struggles, one release. Many shadows, one light. Many bonds, one freedom. Many cloths, one weaver. Many ages, one eternity. Many passions, one love. Many sufferers, one cry for compassion, patience, and love. O beloved Tara, answering the cry, let us serve till all are free. That's our calling. That's our dharma. To know and to serve. To know the infinite as all that is. To know the infinite as our own self. And then serve all caught in the delusion. The delusion of not knowing. All caught in ignorance. Ignorance of the true nature. Om Kalima. Om Dharma. By the grace of the Great Mother, all of this comes into existence. All united with her. All held within her body. Coming to know that. Coming to know that. We can live in her body. Free. Free from the delusion of being solely identified with a little mind, a little body, a little self. So keep coming home to the truth of who you are. Ride the waves of Shakti that are her mantras. Om Kaima, Om Dharma. Come home to the truth who you are. Jayama, Jayama. Now thank you for coming this evening, for bringing the radiance of your sublime nature that is her nature sharing it with all. Thank you. Thank you for the many ways that you support Anamkar, through your presence, through donations, by sharing what we offer, the e-newsletters, the videos. Thank you. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you again, perhaps in the course, or perhaps in 2 weeks in the next satsang. Jai Ma.